पार्कमा पुग्यो
2 मिनट
हाइड पार्क युरोप कार पार्क लेखेको मारे ल ल यहाँ भने
गाडीहरू हामीहरूले त है कति धेरै गाडीहरू इन्सुरेन्स मर्छ बिस्तारै जा जा लेफ्ट कि राइट पार्किङ यहाँ छ त के हो के को लागि किन नगएको म साँच्चै रमी त्यतै बसिरहेको थियो
It's very online.
बफे भन्दै हुनुहुन्छ
होइन रेस्टुरेन्टमा जाने अनि कफेमा किन कफेमा जानु
मासतिर पुगेर फर्किनु पर्छ अहिले लन्डनको सिटी लु
उषा खोइ उषा कति छ सँग कति छ फोटो खिच्ने भने ल फोटो रोड क्रस गर्ने हो ग्रीन लाइट
क्यों ग्रीन लाइट सिग्नल
सिग्नल
क्यों
क्लस अरे नि
गाडी गयो भने
अब यो चाहिँ लन्डनको वेस्टमिन्स्टर एरिया होइन यो के एरिया लन्डन सिटी नानीहरू चाहिँ के हो ड्रुमन्ड्सहरू यो होइन वेस्टमिन्स्टर लन्डन एरिया पक्का प्राइम मिनिस्टरहरू गेजु गर्ने ठाउँमा आइपुगेछ है अब
Tickets ready, please, guys. Tickets, guys.
Yep. Group 1.
Straight into gate B, please.
B, thank you. B भन्दै थियो B भने जस्तो यही होला बस्नु हुँदैन बसेर फेरि अरू यो बस्छ यता क्युबाट जानु भने कहाँ उता बस्छ क्युबाट आउनुपर्छ ल आउने हो जाने हो भरे अरू आउँछ आउँदैन एउटा कति अरे एउटा कति अरे 15 पैसा कम्ती धेरै कमाउँदैन त
सबैले पकाएको
थ्याङ्क यू उताबाट हेरे माथि पर छ सायद माथि जाउँ ल बोट चढ्यो अब सबै माथि चढ्ने हो अलिक ढिलो भयो छेउको त सबै अकुपाई भइसक्यो जस्तो छ यही बसिहाल्ने उसो यही बस्नु नि लाग्यो नि बस्दाखेरि यहाँ छ यहाँ छ
Bridge receives a very thorough wash. So well done to the ladies of London. They built this bridge on time and under budget. I think they did a fantastic job. Give yourselves a well-deserved round of applause. But don't get too carried away, ladies. There was a man in charge after all. Of course, he thought he was anyway. Now, as you pass through the bridge, just over to the left here, look at this lovely white building here with a domed roof and flagpole. This is Somerset House. And it was originally built to serve as the residence for the Dukes and Earls of Somerset. They would never get to live inside the building, however, as they were found to be traitors to King Henry VIII, so they were all executed. Today, this building now serves a very sinister purpose. This is now the headquarters of one of the country's largest criminal organisations, HMRC, the taxmen. On the right here, a large concrete building with a flashing sign. This is our National Theatre. It's comprised of 3 separate theatres. We have the Littleton, Dorfman and the 1400-seater Lord Olivier theatres, described by leading architects to be one of the ugliest looking buildings in the capital. King Charles definitely agrees with this. In an interview he said that this building resembles the back end to a nuclear power station, so clearly not very impressed. We'll cross over to the left again now. We're just ahead of us. We have a large white boat with a cream funnel. This is the Wellington, once a sloop in the Royal New Zealand Navy. She served throughout the Second World War. She patrolled the coast of New Zealand. After the war, she was decommissioned, brought onto our river, where she served as a floating drinking hole for a bunch of old sea captains. This is the company of past master mariners. To be eligible to join this club, you must have been a captain of a ship at sea for over 30 years. And the president of this club for many years was Prince Philip, the former Duke of Edinburgh, of course our late Queen's husband. At the back of the Wellington there, in amongst the trees, we can see a large stone archway, the Temple Gate. This is the official dividing boundary between 2 cities. The city of Westminster, which we're just leaving, and the 1 square mile city of London. Now, London itself, not a lot of people know this, but it's one of the smallest capital cities in the world. It covers an area of just 1 square mile, extending from the Temple Gate here, along the north side of the river, and down to Tower Bridge. You might have noticed as well, there are 2 silver dragons on either side of the main road there on the left. You will find the silver dragons guarding the entrance to the City of London. Every land entrance you walk into, you will walk past silver dragons. And the statues, they're said to ward off and prevent evil from entering into the city. I can tell you now though, folks, this is a lie. Those statues don't work, and I know this personally. That's because my ex-girlfriend, she actually walks past those 2 statues every day on her way into work. So clearly, they do not work very well, folks. Just on our right here, this red brick building with the stone spire. This is Stamford Wharf. It's better known as the Oxo Tower here in London. This is the original factory and headquarters for the Oxo company, the old gravy stock cube manufacturers. A red light will shine in this tower every night, and you're able to see the word Oxo lit up all across the banks of the river, effectively advertising the company's products. But you're not allowed to do this on the river. It's illegal to advertise products on the banks of the Thames. Now, due to this, a very lengthy court battle would take place over this building. The Oxo company, they won this battle. Today, this is now a grade 2 listed structure. It can never legally be demolished, and the exterior must remain unchanged. Of course, it's no longer a factory today. A row of shops on the bottom. The middle section of the building, you'll find luxury unaffordable apartments. On the very top floor, it's a 5-star Harley Nichols restaurant. Just on our left here, we've got a white building with a green roof and a spire. That's the site for the old City of London School for Boys. Now, lots of our former Prime Ministers have been educated in this building. Prime Ministers such as Anthony Eden, Lloyd George, even our own wartime Prime Minister, Sir Winston Spencer Churchill. Look between the 5 archway windows there. You're going to see figures carved into the stone. Some of England's most notable scholars: John Milton, Francis Bacon, Sir Isaac Newton. The one on the end there, holding the football, that's David Beckham. Of course, I'm only joking, folks. It can't be David, he never went to school. The last statue, that's William Shakespeare. Now, we're just about to pass under Blackfriars Road Bridge, opened by Queen Victoria back in 1869. As we come through the bridge here, folks, just on either side of us, 8 red support columns. These are the remains to the Alexandra St Paul's Railway Bridge, designed by the Victorian engineer Sir Isambard King of Brunel. This one supported the Chatham and Dover railway lines. The top half of the bridge became unstable in the 80s and it was demolished. The support columns still remain to this day. There is no safe way of viably removing them. Now, we're just going to pass through Blackfriars Railway Bridge now. As we come through the bridge, just over to the right here, this is the South Bank. It's the area of Bankside. Mostly arts and entertainment to find over here today. We're back during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. And this would have been the red light district of London. Over here you could have found bear baiting pits, cockfighting pits, riverside taverns, theatres and houses and dens of horizontal pleasure. Take a look at this large brick building on the right with that chimney stack. This is the old Bankside power station. It was originally built in the 1940s. It used to burn oil to generate electricity. Of course, due to the high cost of oil, it was one of the first power stations in London that was to be shut down. It now serves as the home for the Tate Modern Art Gallery, which is completely free to enter. But after you walk around the building for about 5 minutes, you do tend to understand why. Now, inside here, folks, you are going to find exhibits such as unmade beds, light bulbs that flicker on and off, and piles of empty beer cans. If anyone on board the boat is interested in seeing anything like that, you're more than welcome to come round my house. I won't charge you either. Some more traditional art on our left, however. We do have a lovely view from our river of the light grey dome and the golden cross of St Paul's Cathedral, standing 365 feet tall. foundations to the building are only 4 feet deep, and that was designed by the architect Sir Christopher Wren. It took over 35 years to build, finished construction in 1710. Now this bridge that we're just about to pass under, all the happy people on there, they don't know that this bridge was once unstable. This is the Millennium Footbridge, also known in London as the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. On the opening day of this bridge, it violently shook from side to side like a rope bridge in the jungle, which earned the bridge its nickname. It also cost a further $5 million to stabilise it. This also brings us, folks, into our next stop just ahead of us here. We have Bankside Pier. We've got a few here. Just in between these two buildings, we're going to get a glimpse of a tall, white column with a golden top piece. And this is the monument to the Great Fire of London of 1666, designed by Sir Christopher Wren to resemble a wax candle. If you were to lay that monument down in an easterly direction, the golden top piece would strike the point where the fire started, which was once a small baker shop in Pudding Lane. Now up and to the right there, you might have noticed we have a very tall glass skyscraper, and that's the Shard. It's the tallest building in Western Europe, 1,016 feet high. Now in the Shard, you're going to find bars, restaurants, office space, apartments, even a 7-star hotel in the building, the Shangri-La. I'm sure many of you on board are staying in there this evening. There is also a viewing gallery in the Shard. It's up on the 72nd floor. It's called the View from the Shard. And to go up there, folks, they will charge you almost £40 per person just to get in a lift and look out of a window. If you would like to get some nice views of London without the expensive prices, however, on the left there, we have another skyscraper, one that gets wider as it gets taller. That's number 20 Fenchurch Street. On the top floor of that building, can you see all the people walking about up there? There's a botanical garden, the Sky Garden of London. That's actually free to go up to. You'll find there are 2 bars and a restaurant up there. So with the £40 that you save by not going in the Shard, you'll be able to get yourself half a lager and a packet of peanuts in the Sky Garden, if you're lucky, folks. Now, just on the right here, we've got the C-35 HMS Belfast, the Southampton class cruiser, and she was built in the same Harland and Wolff shipyards in Belfast, Northern Ireland, as the Titanic. She finished construction in 1938 and was commissioned for war in 1939. She would serve throughout the Second World War, but most notably she'd fire the opening shots for D-Day. She was also used to chase, shell and eventually sink the German battle cruiser Scharnhorst during the Battle of North Cape. She was last fired in anger in the 50s during the War of Korea, where she was used as the flagship for the United Nations. Now permanently moored in London as a floating maritime museum and a testament to British sea power. Open 7 days a week, all 9 of her decks are available to explore. But take a look on the left here, folks. You can see a large castle there. That's the Tower of London. Now the oldest section of this castle is that central tower with those 4 turrets. That's the Norman's Keep, built under the reign of William the Conqueror in 1078. And the tower has served many purposes over its lifetime, most infamously as a state prison, place of torture and execution. Traitors to the crown, they would be rowed through that once open archway on the river's wall there, which reads entry to the Traitors' Gates. They would then be imprisoned inside the bloody tower before eventually being taken up to the Tower Hill to have their heads chopped off via a rusty axe. The Traitors' Gate, that remains bricked up today. This is to prevent the river from flooding the tower's moat. And nowadays, Tower of London, that's the home of the crown jewels, closely guarded by the London beefeaters. And lastly, ahead of us here, the last bridge to pass under today, Tower Bridge, designed by a man called Sir John Wolfe Barry, finished construction in 1894. A twin suspension and a bascule bridge. That means the 2 centre roadways here, which each weigh 1,100 tonnes each, they lift up like a double drawbridge, to become fully upright in just under 90 seconds. And this is to allow larger ships in and out of the upper hall of London. And so always give people on this bridge a wave, folks. Keeps their hands busy, stops them from throwing things at you. Now say you've got a large enough ship that requires a bridge lift to get into London. You don't have to pay anything, folks. It's completely free Tower Bridge to lift up for you. You just have to prove, though, that your vessel is large enough to require a bridge lift. This is kind of a new rule, and that was put in place. One day there was a bridge lift scheduled. The bridge went up. Everyone was standing around. Where's the ship? But a guy came through in a canoe. So they've changed the rules now. But you only need to give a minimum of 24 hours notice beforehand. They'll lift the bridge up for you every single day of the year, except for one. There is only one day throughout the whole year that Tower Bridge never lifts. And that is the day of the London Marathon. This is because the marathon runners, they actually run over Tower Bridge as part of their route. They have to go from the south side across to the north side. So the bridge can't lift on that day, which I think is very boring, folks. I think we should lift the bridge. We can lift it a little bit, make a gap in the road, and then force the marathon runners to jump over it. Could you imagine how entertaining that would be? Especially if we televised the whole thing as well. I would definitely watch that. I'd waste a few hours watching that, I think. Now, we're going to turn the boat around now, folks. This will give you fantastic photo opportunities of Tower Bridge and the City of London. That's it, folks. Cameras at the ready. We all know that when you come to London, you must take pictures of Tower Bridge and the City of London. Put it on your Instagram so everyone knows that you've been to London. Otherwise, no one will believe you. I'm just going to retreat towards the wheelhouse now, towards the back, so I don't photobomb all your pictures, because I do charge extra for that, folks. Okay. Now, another reason we've turned around, folks, is because we're going to make a stop over to the left-hand side here, Butler's Wharf Pier, for the Tower. Now, if we have any passengers on board with a Tower Bridge ticket of any kind, single, return, or round trip, you will be leaving the boat at this point, folks. This is the end of your journey. This boat, we're going to continue further downstream to Greenwich. So, passengers with a Greenwich ticket, you will stay on the boat at this point to continue on with your journey down to Greenwich. If we have any passengers that want to go back to where we started, to Westminster, to where Big Ben is and the London Eye, if you get off here, talk to my colleague on the pier, and he'll put you on the next boat to return upstream. That'll pretty much be as soon as after we leave the pier, okay? Now, if you're getting off here at the Tower, folks, just remain in your seats now, folks. Everyone to remain seated until we are safely along.
Lo, हाम्रो 2024 सालको चाहिँ होलिडे सुरु भएको 3 दिनमा आज लास्ट दिन कुन ठाउँमा पो आइपुगेका छौं हो यहाँ हामी ल फाइभ एन्सेस्टरमा आज चाहिँ होबन होलिडे होम्समा र्यापिङ अप लु सबैले आफ्नो प्रतिक्रिया दिने है यहाँबाट आएर हिँड्ने तर्खरमा अब यहाँबाट चाहिँ अब अक्सफोर्डको बिस्टर भिलेज शपिङ गर्दै अब घरतिर फर्किने 3 दिनको होलिडे एकदमै रमाइलो भयो जस अब छोराछोरीहरूलाई एकदमै राम्रो वेल अर्गनाइज स्पेसली द लिडर उषा यस अनि त्यसको साथमा ड्राइभर्सहरू रकेट उज्जवल रोमियो सबैजना को-पाइलट रोमियो जसले एकदमै राम्रो गर्यो राम्रो होलिडे एरेन्ज गर्यो अब आउने अब नेक्स्ट 2 weeksमा You alright, man? Yeah. On video. Yeah. Thank you. Look, thank you. भनौँ अरू कसको के भन्नु छ अरू
त्यसले गर्दा अब आजलाई यहाँ बाई बाई भन्नु पर्दैन
बाई बाई टाटा
ठिकै भयो अब उषा लु म्यानेजर होलिडे म्यानेजर उषा लु लु आऊ लाइनै आऊ लु सुरु आफ्नो आफ्नो गाडीमा
ल बाई बाई
ल लक गऱ्यो उषा ल ल वाउ कस्तो टिम हो यार भेरी गुड आउने सबै आउने आइज रोमियो नि आइज रोमियो आइज आउनु न छिटो आउनु न यहाँ भिडियो भइरहेछ लु यहाँ चाहिँ अगाडि चाहिँ आउडी दाजु सेकेन्डमा हान्डा स्पोर्ट्स रकेट थर्डमा मर्सिडिज उज्जवल छिटो आउने हो लक गर लु छिटो
बाई बाई होलिडे होम
रोँदै आउँदैछ कि क्या
बाई बाई होलिडे
आजलाई बाई बाई
3 मिनट भइसक्यो
उषा त अब त्यो चाबीहरू गरेर
लु चढ्ने हो खिच्दा हुन्छ चढ्नु नि गाडीमा छिटो चढ्नु न लु अघि नै लाइनै भनेको
हाम्रो होलिडे म्यानेजर त रह्यो त
अब चाबी बुझाउने होइन लु आऊ 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 लु आऊ लक भयो नि चाबी पनि त्यहाँ लगाइराख्ने हो ल ल सक्यो चाबी पनि अब बुझाइयो ल फिनिस अब ग्रुपिङ फोटो खिच्नु पर्छ 1 त्यहाँ रोडमा उभिएर डिक्की
ब्याग छ
पनि छोडियो आज होलिडे कटेज फिनिस आजको लागि फर्स्ट होलिडे सकियो नेक्स्ट मन्थ फेरि सुरु यस ओके ल रोमियो ह्याप्पी हैन ल भाइ
Happy, happy.
ल ओके सक्यो है अब सक्यो नाइस वान तिम्रो ऱ्यापिङ त एकचोटि ओके थ्याङ्क
Chance
यू
पाएन. Happy.
इन्जोय गरियो ऱ्याप थ्याङ्क यू उज्जवल अगाडि उज्जवल मिडलमा दाजु उषा उज्जवल र दिदी हामी पछाडि चाहिँ रोमियो रकेट एन्ड मम्मी ड्याडी
अगाडि ग्रुपाङ family, पछाडि लकी family.
ओके ल आजलाई भिडियो फिनिस अब ओके के भन्नु छ रोमियो छैन ल भाइ
रोमियो अहिले नै भोलि पुग्ने पछाडि सानै छ नि बिचरा.
ल ओके ल सकाएँ है ल भाइ रकेट के भन्नु छ 2 words
Nice one.
ओके थ्याङ्क यू